Hello. Okay, so today, what's on the cards? I'm making meatballs. They're really pretty straightforward and easy to make. Meatballs are a really easy thing to do, and they're very versatile, and you can hide veg in them. When my kids were young, I used to hide veg in meatballs, but they're also good at using some leftovers. So what I've got today is kind of three main ingredients, and I'll show them to you as I'm working them. So I've got breadcrumbs. Well, it's not breadcrumbs. I had some rolls in the fridge and I've soaked them in water. I soaked 2 rolls in water and I have squeezed out all the water, and so I've got that right here. There is my, can you see that? Yep, there's that there. And then I've got 750 grams of lean minced beef. That's what I've chosen to use this time. I make meatballs using turkey and lamb mince. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my mince to my squeezed bread, and I'm going to just play with it. I hope you can see this here. And what I'm going to do as well while I'm playing with it, I'm just going to add spices. Now here I've got a mix of cinnamon, I've got bay leaves, I've got some salt in there, I've got some oregano in there, and I've got allspice in there. And I'm trying to give it maybe, I say to myself, a Mediterranean feel. And then I'm just going to mix this all in. And what you want to do is you want to mix it till you can no longer tell the difference between the breadcrumbs or the soaked bread and the meatballs. Now, if you add too much bread, you have a very soft meatball, and if you add less soaked bread, you have a firmer meatball. So I've gone for a middle of the road meatball. I don't want too much bread, but the bread helps to bind it together. Now, I've seen people who make meatballs and add eggs to them. There's actually really no need to add eggs to it. It'll bind just with the gluten mixed into the minced beef. So there you go. I think we're kind of done. I've got a mix that kind of looks sausagey, and I'm just going to have a chat with you so you know I'm still here. Okay, so we've got this lovely mix here, and all I'm going to do now this is something I don't know whether you can do it, but you have 2 choices. You can assume that your seasoning is fine and fry off one of these or bake off one of them and then taste it, or I'm going to actually taste a little bit of that and then I'm going to get rid of it. So that's just to give me an idea of the salt content. So I've also added some black pepper to this, and what I'm going to do, and that'll be on the next video, is I'm going to roll these into some lovely golf ball size meatballs, and I'm going to bake them in the oven. I'm just going to put them on an oven tray. Now, many recipes might say to you to fry them. I've been making meatballs forever. I make them, and you can freeze them at this point if you want, or I make them, cook them and freeze them, and then when we're ready for meatballs we just add them to our tomato sauce or whatever, which is the next video that I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to you about tomatoes. I've teamed up with a young lady that I'm mentoring, and she's over in Africa. She has these degrees in nutrition and food and nutrition, and we've been talking about different ingredients, and I want to put some spotlight on tomatoes. So I want to make a tomato sauce, and a really easy tomato sauce, and I want to talk to you about that. But today is not tomato sauce. Today is meatball. So as I'm rolling, I'm seeing, I don't know, like I said, golf ball size. I've got, if I put them in order, if I'm trying to be, particular, I put them in order, it looks like we have 10 so far. So we'll see how many we can get out of this. I'm going to feed my family of 4, but this can feed 750 grams, can feed more than a family of 4. When my children were younger, I used to make these mini meatballs. So we'd have loads of meatballs in this soup and this tomato sauce, and you could feed way more people with 70 750 grams of mince. Okay, so when I said I used to hide veg, I used to grate broccoli, the heads of broccoli, really nice, and add them to this, or grate some carrots and add to it, or just anything that I kind of wanted to hide, and I didn't want it to mess with the texture so much, so I would just get them in fine-ish shape, so like, you know, like I say, grating the broccoli heads so that I have that, and I would just mix them in and cook my meatballs. So I'll tell you now, in fact I'll show you and we can count together. So I think we've got 5 there, and if we have them in rows of 5, we have 4 rows of 5, so I have 21 meatballs. And then I have a little bit here that I can taste, 21 meatballs. So, I mean, think about that. 4 meatballs a person, you could feed 1, 2, 5 people. There you go. So that's good to go. So we're going into the oven at 180 degrees, and I'll time it, but I think something between 15 and 25 minutes should do it. But we'll be back and we will see whether I was right. Hi folks, when I look at this I think I've got to go and find my best face and put it on for you. You know, that one with a bit of lipstick and all of that. But anyway, no, times of COVID, can't be bothered. We've been in the oven about 20 minutes and they are looking so fab. So I'm going to just give you a view. There you go. And I'm going to be so good and taste this on your behalf. Look at that, lovely, steaming, cooked right through, okay? You know, get your taste buds going. I'm going to taste this on your behalf. I'm going to cut a smaller piece. I don't want to burn my mouth. Really, really lovely texture. The texture is so good. I didn't need more than 2 rolls, 2 soft rolls. Absolutely fabulous texture. And the taste and flavours are really good too. So there was half a teaspoon of salt. Didn't say that. Half a teaspoon, roughly, of cinnamon, and then allspice and no, not allspice. Cinnamon, bay leaves, oregano, and black pepper. Half a teaspoon of each. It really. So you can serve them like this as a snack with a salad or part of a salad. I tend to have them in tomato sauce. So I will show you the tomato sauce. Happy meatballing.